Have you ever been the victim of a what if? Well, here are a few to get you started.
This is what would happen if you jumped into a pool full of liquid mercury. Liquid mercury is a shiny metal that's constantly in a liquid state. In theory, you could fill up a pool with it, but could you jump in and swim? Well, not exactly. If you jumped in from a diving board, you'd be met with a thud rather than a satisfying splash. That's because mercury is 13 times more dense than water and substantially heavier. And walking into the pool would be like standing on watery jello that would be incredibly difficult to balance on. Not only that, but the liquid mercury would cause severe burns and irritation wherever it touched your skin. And the longer you leave it on your skin, the worse it gets. Prolonged exposure to liquid mercury would result in mercury poisoning, and over time, this could result in vision loss, speech difficulties, and a lack of coordination. Oh, and also, if you stayed in the pool long enough, you'd pass out from the fumes and die. So, here's what would happen if you drank toilet water. The water that fills your toilet bowl when you flush is the same water that comes from your tap, but once it starts mixing in your toilet bowl with cleaning chemicals and the 10 trillion bacteria in an average person's poop, it's a less than delicious combo. Now, if it were desperate times, should you drink it? Probably not. Flushing doesn't eliminate all germs. If you absolutely have to, make sure you boil it first. Otherwise, you'll be facing some serious stomach cramping and diarrhea. You might even come down with a fever or blood poisoning. You know, in 2025, 66% of us worldwide will likely face water shortages, so why not get a head start on this unique fresh water source? Countries like Singapore and Australia already drink recycled wastewater. It can be cleaned so well that it's used in industrial processes requiring pure water. So here's what would happen if men could get pregnant. First off, you'd need to have a fertilized egg implanted into your body. Your abdominal cavity would be a good spot. If implanted at the right time, an embryo could possibly attach itself to any living tissue it finds, like a kidney, liver, or even spleen. Your biggest problem would be detachment. With a pregnancy in your abdomen, you'd need some very challenging surgery to remove the placental material. You could have a hemorrhage or internal bleeding. If you used an implanted uterus, the two major surgeries you'd have to go through would have high risks of complication. It would be possible, although it's never been done, but some medical experts say this might be in our near future. If men who, let's face it, dominate business, politics, and lawmaking could get pregnant, it might make abortion and paid pregnancy leave easier to access. So, here's what would happen if you went surfing on a tsunami. The highest wave ever surfed was 24.4 meters tall, but our tsunami wave would be even taller than that, at 30 meters. To surf this kind of wave, you'd need to get your dumbest friend to drive you to the top of it on a jet ski while you hitched a ride on the back. And if you managed to get to the top, you'd quickly realize that this tsunami is different from any other wave you've surfed. A typical wave curves and cascades, making it easy for your surfboard to grab onto, but tsunamis don't have this quality, causing you to lose your balance. And now, it's time to hold on for your dear life and hope for the best. That's because the tsunami would toss you inland, and the receding waves would bring you right back out into the ocean. If you somehow managed to survive this first wave, well, more are on the way. A tsunami can sometimes last for an entire hour. So,